Hello, my name is Jacqueline Pollauf, and today I wanted to share a quick practicing tip about harmonics on the harp. Now, harmonics can be really frustrating because there's such a small margin for error with them. So even if you have an excellent harmonic hand position and feel really comfortable with the technique, within a piece of music, if your hand is just a little bit too low or too high, you can easily miss the harmonic and end up with that kind of dull, funking sound rather than the lovely bell-like sound. And this is a frustration for harpists everywhere. One way I like to practice pieces with harmonics is to think of it like trying to make a chain of successful harmonics. And sometimes I imagine that I'm playing a video game and that if I miss a harmonic, the video game will kick me out and make me start all over. I only think about this video game analogy in practicing, not in performance. It's not helpful then. But for example, let's take the piece The Minstrel's Adieu to His Native Land by John Thomas. And the second variation is filled with harmonics for the left hand. So what I might do is I might start and just isolate the left hand alone and play through, really trying to think about my vertical position on the strings and finding that well. But then when I come to a harmonic that doesn't speak, I'll stop and restart and try to make that long chain of successful harmonics all over again. Here we go. So the first four were pretty good, but then the fifth one, the harmonic did not speak very clearly. So I'm going to take a moment to find it, and I'm making a mental note that I was just a little bit too high. I need to drop down. But now this is the crucial moment, because so frequently students, after they've fixed that harmonic, they want to keep going in the piece. But instead, in keeping with the video game, we're going to back up and go from the beginning again, because the crucial moment is moving into that harmonic, wanting to feel the hand on the previous string and then just dropping down a tiny bit to that string. So here it is again from the beginning. So it was going pretty well. That fifth harmonic was great, but then the F that I just played did not speak, so I'm going to do the same thing. There it is. So that time I was a little bit low, so I'm thinking about how I need to boost my hand up. And now again, I'll go all the way back to the beginning. And then I could keep going from there until I have another problem, and then back up and start it all over again, trying to see if I can do all of the harmonics in a row. Now, of course, this is very tedious and sometimes frustrating work. It requires a lot of patience, but I also think it's really valuable because that's how you want your hand to feel, not just that you're finding the correct string, but also that you're finding the correct vertical position and knowing when you need to move up a tiny bit from where you were and when you need to move down a tiny bit, all of those little tiny adjustments. So I find this to be an excellent approach for nailing down really good harmonics.